All right, everybody, this is the introduction for media class. Welcome to class. I'm Mrs. Hines. I'm the librarian. I also teach all the seventh graders media. This class is 7 weeks, and so since we're going to be spending time together, here's a little bit about me. This is, I think, my 18th year in education. It is my 8th year as a librarian, and before that, I taught 6th grade, 5th grade, 3rd grade. I subbed. So I've done a lot of different things in education. I'm married and I have 2 little dogs. They're Japanese chins, and as you can see from the picture, they love to give kisses. Another one of my passions is traveling. I've been to 13 different countries. Our favorite place is to go to Las Vegas. I've been there like 44 times. So yeah, I like to explore new places and new things. Let's talk about our expectations in class. So with Pride expectations, we break them down into positivity, respect, integrity, determination, and excellence. So here are the positivity and respect ones. The thing about positivity I really want to point out to you is to be prepared for problem solving. We'll be using computers almost every single day in this class, and it really does take some thought for you to make some troubleshooting steps. So if you can restart a computer or close out of an app and try again, type your password in a little bit slower so that you're not making errors. Those are the kind of things that you need to think about. I'll give you a few seconds to read the other bullet points up there. Here are the integrity, determination, and excellence bullet points. I really want to focus on the integrity ones. So when you are on time in this class, that means that you are in the library where I can see you on the classroom side when the bell rings. You don't necessarily have to be in your seat. You just have to be visible in the library when that bell starts to ring. After 3 tardies, you get the first 3 for free. After 3 tardies, the next 2 are detentions with me for 30 minutes. After that, it is an office referral. You'll also notice that prepared with supplies is highlighted. You need to come to class with something to write on, something to write with, and your planner. And if you do not come to class with those and you have to go get them like from your locker or something, that also counts as a tardy because I expect you to come to class prepared. So I want to point those out to you. Also, you're going to need to log out at the end of class, and we will go over that in the second class. But if you don't log out, it will either lock the computer so that no one else can log in, or it will make it so that other people can get into your stuff. We don't have generic logins anymore. You're going to have to log in as yourself, just like you did for map testing. So I just want you to be aware of that. Let's move on. So here's a little quote from one of my former students. I have very high expectations for you and for the work that you turn in, but I want you to know that I also hold those high expectations for myself as well. I work really hard, and I want you to work hard. I will never leave you hanging. I will walk you through every step, every activity that we do in here. But you're going to have to think, you're going to have to work. And so as long as you do those things, everything will be great. Here are some fire drill and tornado drill information, so I'll let you read over that. And then we also have a lockout drill where we have to stay in the library until the all clear is given. No restroom breaks, no locker passes, none of that stuff. Then in lockdown and hide is the one as if there's a threat in the building. So we need to make it dark and we need to hide. So you close your laptop lid. You get in between the bookshelf. There are dots that you'll see. And then your cell phones need to stay put away so it stays dark, and we need to be absolutely silent. We will try and get out of the building if we have a chance, but otherwise our voices are off and we are hiding. Okay, so you have media Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's with me. On Wednesday, you'll have guidance presentations with Mrs. Boy. She does not assess Anything you do, she does not give grades. If you miss a Wednesday, that does not have to be made up. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday with me, there are grades, there are assignments. You do need to make those up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Mrs. Boy's time on Wednesdays, same seats, same computers, same expectations, just no grades or homework. So yeah, in media, you do have assignments, you do get grades. So let's talk about what that looks like. So my grading scale is the same as most other teachers, the A, B, C, D, F, and the percentages associated with that. And instead of doing 70% for summative and 30% for formative, I just have point values. So if it's a summative assignment, it has a higher point value, a formative has a lower point value, and the entire class is worth 166 points. So I take the amount that you earn, I divide that by 166, that gives me a percentage, and then that is your score. So that's how grading works in this class. So here are the assignments. So first thing we're going to start with is Destiny, and we'll talk about what that is in a couple days. You have a formative assignment, that's the Destiny scavenger hunt. It's worth 6 points. It's done in partners. Most of it, the work is done in class. From there, we have a couple of days where we learn some other things. Then the book list is assigned, that is summative. And the day that that's assigned, I'll go over it. I'll give you an example. You'll work on it for a day so that you have an opportunity to ask questions if you need it. And then the rest of it is work done outside of class. And it's worth 42 points. So that assignment's almost 1/4 of your grade. Then we move on to the research project. And this is like the meat and potatoes of this class. It's the main thing. It takes 4 weeks to do our research project. It's worth 42% of your grade. It's a 70-point assignment. I will teach you all the different steps along the way. And as you're being taught those things, you need to keep up with those small assignments so that when we get to the end, you don't feel like you're drowning. I also teach you ways to make sure that the work that you do is your own. If you are found to be plagiarizing, I will not grade your assignment because that work doesn't belong to you. I find that sometimes kids, feel like they're, having a hard time, and so they just copy someone else's work and turn it in as their own. If that happens, then you have to start from scratch on your entire project. And what has taken us 4 weeks to do throughout class and independent work, you will be working on your own time over the course of a week. So if you just do what I'm showing you how to do and what I'm teaching you how to do, you'll be fine. You do have checkpoints along the way. So it's not like I just teach and then at the end, that's your grade. You have little pieces along the way that I check to make sure that you know what you're doing. If you don't do great on it, you do have a chance to go back and fix some of those things for half credit. And then there's a reflection at the end that is also worth 6 points. Other assignments is digital citizenship. We talk about that about halfway into the session. Mrs. Boy does a lesson, and then we follow it up with a one-day activity and the only paper pencil assignment you'll have, which is a poster. And then we will also work on vocabulary throughout the session. You guys will, as you're learning words, will create a study guide. And then at the end of the session, you will have a quiz that's worth 16 points. So here are some tips for success in here. Okay, it's important that you follow expectations. Do not ignore your homework. Don't not ask for help. Come in and ask for help. But here's some things you need to know. Pay attention during lessons. Watch YouTube lessons to review, or if you miss something, you could watch the YouTube lessons. Always read the board when you come in. I will always have stuff posted on the board that tells you what you need for the day. Come prepared and take notes. That way you can remember things for later. The 3 things you always need: something to write with, something to write on, and a planner. Always make sure you have those. If you are absent, you need to come see me before or after school. It is not fair for you to come in at the beginning of class and say, what did I miss? Because then I'm taking time away from everybody else to catch you up. So you need to catch up during time outside of class. That's before or after school. You can come into the library before school. We're open every day at 7:30 in the morning. You can also come after school. Monday through Thursday, we're open until 4. And then on Fridays, we're open until 3:30. And again, watching those YouTube videos is a great way to help to catch up. You need to ask questions. Unfortunately, I have not learned that skill of reading minds. And so if you do not express that you are confused or that you need help, I do not know. So make sure you ask questions. Come in before or after school to use technology and get help. I just talked about the hours will be open. Study halls, I'm not available because those are the 3 periods that I teach media. And then turn things in on time. That's really important because if you don't, you may end up losing points. All right, guys. If you have questions for me beyond this, please stop in and ask. And I look forward to spending the session with you.